today for online ITD we are going to continue with some joint making. Today we're going to learn how to make a rebate joint. Yes, that's right, a rebate joint. Now, a rebate joint is a very common joint, and I'm sure you guys will get the chance to make one of these when we get back to school. So I have two pieces of timber today that I want to join. Okay, so basically what I'm wanting to do is I want to join that piece to that piece, but unlike the butt joint, we're going to make a rebate joint, which means it's going to sit down halfway down the thickness and width of our timber. Okay, a rebate joint. Some tools and equipment that we're going to be using today. Safety glasses, obviously. We're going to be using chisels and hammers today. There'll be little bits of timber flying everywhere. I don't need it in my eyes. Safety glasses. We're also going to be using a bevel chisel. This is a 25mm bevel chisel. Going to be using a tri-square, a timber mallet, a marking gauge, a tenon saw. We'll also be using our bench hook a little bit later. Of course, a pencil, a 300mm rule, my trusty PVA wood glue, and my rag. Where's my rag? There it is. My rag. Now the first thing we're wanting to do is to mark out where this smaller piece of radiata pine is going to go onto the larger one. Okay, so to do that, I'm just going to grab my pencil. I'm just going to hold a small piece right over the edge there. That's where we're going to want to put it. We're going to make sure the end is nice and flush, and then I'm just going to put a little mark near the edge right there. Okay. From there, I'm going to take my tri-square, and I'm just going to square a line straight across from that mark all the way across that face there. And make sure we're using the tri-square. I'm not just going to draw a line across and hope that it's straight and square. I'm going to use the tri-square. We're also going to square a line down the edges. I only need to go about halfway, not all the way. Not too dark, nice and light. And the same on this side, just square a line down that edge there. From there, I'm just going to grab my marking gauge. This one is preset to 9.5mm. We're using 19mm thickness timber today. A half of 19 is 9.5. 9.5. Preset to 9.5. I'm just going to mark the end grain at 9.5mm. I'm just going to push that through there to produce a nice straight line, half and half, because it's 9.5. Just going to get my pencil and just mark that so I can see it. There we go. Okay, grab my marking gauge. Grab my marking gauge again, and I'm also going to mark down those edges on both sides as well. Okay, so again, grab my pencil, and I'm just going to colour down them lines I've just marked so I can see it. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to scribble this piece out here. Okay, and down the edge. Those are the pieces that I want to chop out. Okay. So we're going to cut that piece out through there, and this little piece is going to sit down in there and become a rebate joint. So to do that, we're just going to set up our bench hook and the vise. And then I'm going to bring the camera a little bit closer so you guys can see what I'm doing. Let's do that now. Okay, so I've got my bench hook set up in my vise. Going to grab my piece of radiata pine. I'm going to place it on top of my bench hook. I'm then going to grab my tenon saw by the handle. And what I'm wanting to do is to line up the tenon saw with my bench hook so that when I cut beside this piece on the bench hook. I don't want to cut into my bench hook like that, okay? It's going to ruin my bench hook very quickly. So we get it as close as we can. Going to hold it there with my hand. You could use some type of clamp. I'm just going to hold it with my hand today. And then I'm just going to start very gently to go back and forth with the tenon saw as close as I can to that line. I don't want to cut away that line completely, but I want to get really close, right on the center of that line. I'm gently bringing the tenon saw back and forth. I've got my thumb placed on this side of the tenon saw, just as a guide to help me cut straight. We want to go about halfway down, okay? Going to follow our lines down on both sides, making sure we don't cut too deep. We don't need to go any more than halfway. There we go. That's about halfway. What we're going to do now is we're going to take the bench hook out of the vise and replace it with a piece of radiata pine here. Now, to cut this section out, I've seen many students stand it vertically like that. You can do that depending on how long your legs are. Personally, I like to put it in the vise on a bit of a low angle like that. Okay, make sure it's nice and tight so it's not going to fall out. And then I'm going to grab my 25mm beveled chisel and my timber mallet. And what we need to do is to cut this section out. Now, I'm not going to put it halfway down and just smack it and hope that it all comes out in one piece. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take possibly 3 or 4 runs across the end grain here until I get down to the center line where I've marked. Okay, so just a little bit. I'm using the side of my mallet just to take off a little bit at a time. Now you'll notice I'm using the bevel chisel that way with the bevel facing down, okay? If I used it the other way with the bevel up like that, what may happen is that when I hit the chisel with the mallet, it could dig down and go in and split out my joint. So what I'm wanting to do is to turn it over so the bevel, that's the bevel side there, faces down into my timber. And then it's only going to pop up and not dig down. We're almost there now. I might do one more run across the end grain. There we go. Now, just to finish it off, what I'm going to do now is I will turn my chisel over. I'm just going to run it through there like that, just to take off any high points. There's a couple points there that are a little high. This is called pairing. This is what you call pairing. Just to get the last little bit, so it's nice and even all the way across. Okay. There we go. That's almost there now. Always remember that we keep our fingers away, especially when we're pairing like this. We don't want to leave our hand there. What might happen, you might slip, you might take off part of your finger, and your fingers are always better if they're connected to your hand. Okay, we want to leave our fingers on our hands if we can, so keep our fingers away. Just to finish it, just going to run it through like that. Then I know it's nice and flat all the way through. I can still see my line down there. I know I haven't gone too deep yet. So that's good. We don't want to go more than halfway down to that line there. Alright, I'm just do a final clean up. I'll just come back this way a little bit. Just to finish pairing through there. And there we have it. Just take that out. Grab my other piece of radiata pine. And that should fit neatly in there like that. And that is a rebate joint. Okay, now I'll go ahead now, I'll glue this together, I'll clamp it up, and then I'll show you the finished product when it is all done. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Till next time, stay awesome, and I will see you when I'm looking at you. Yeah.